The last few weeks, I've been talking about why you already know what to do, but you just can't seem to do it, why you quit every diet by week 2, and why you might have stopped believing it's even possible for you to lose weight. And today, I'm going to tie all of this together because it all points to one thing. And once you see it, you cannot unsee it, my friend. If you've been dieting for years and nothing has ever worked long term, today's episode is going to make a whole lot of sense for you. Welcome to the Biking Wellness Podcast. I'm your host, Stacy Smith, and I lost 50 pounds riding my bike by focusing on what my body can do. Now, I teach other women how to do the same. I am obsessed with completely flipping the script on weight loss so that we can work out to feel good and feel strong. If you are ready to stop dieting, learn how to appreciate your body, and have fun riding your bike, you're in the right place. Let's dive in. Hello, my wonderful friend. Welcome back to the podcast. And if you're just joining us for the first time, a special warm welcome to you. Welcome to the Biking Wellness community. I am so glad that you found us. I am so glad that you're here. Okay, I am fired up today. Because if you've been listening to these last few weeks, you know I've been building towards something, and I've been talking about this gap between knowing what to do and doing it. I've been talking about why you keep quitting your diets and why you might have stopped believing that losing weight is even possible, and how finding movement that you love is the real turning point in weight loss. And today I want to bring all of this together because it all connects. And I think once you hear about just how it connects, something is really going to click or shift for you. And I also want to tell you about something I have been working on that I am so excited about. I have a totally free challenge starting next week, next Monday, the week of June 2nd, and it is built around everything I've been talking about on the podcast. If you want to get in, and of course you do, please go to sassy.com/challenge. That's sassy.com/challenge right now and get on the list so that you get all the details. I'll link it up in the show notes. And if you're not hearing this the week that it comes out, do still go to the link because I'm always working on new things and new ways to help you, and there will be something there for you. Okay, so let's get into it. Let me connect the dots on what we've been talking about. A few weeks ago, I said that you don't have an information problem. You have plenty of information on how to lose weight. In fact, you could probably give someone else amazing advice on how to lose weight, and you've probably done so before. And yet you still aren't making progress yourself. Then I talked about why you quit every diet by week 2. And the answer wasn't that you are not strong enough and you don't have enough willpower. It's that diets are never actually built for you and your actual life. They're built for that kind of first burst of excitement when you're feeling motivated and ready to go. And this version of you that doesn't have a job or kids or grandkids or stress and a love of food and a Grammy whose roast beef was better than anything that ever came out of a package or a box. Then I talked about what happens after years and years and years of this. You just get worn down. It stops feeling like it's possible for you. And you kind of quietly decide that you're just the kind of person who can't actually make this happen for you. And then last week, I told you that the real turning point for me wasn't dieting at all. It was actually finding movement that I love. It was getting on a bike and feeling like a kid again and slowly wanting to take care of my body that is letting me do all of these incredible things. And all of this points to one thing. The way we've been taught to think about weight loss is just wrong. It is completely backwards. We've been told to start with a diet, to start with restriction, to start with all of these technical things like counting your calories, counting your macros, doing intermittent fasting and, just winding up so freaking hungry all of the time, saving up all of your calories or points for dinner or the weekend because you know you're going to want to eat more, then cutting out carbs, tracking everything, being good during the week, and just like white knuckling it through until Friday and then losing your mind on Friday because you've been keeping everything so tight and close for so long. And then when you can't keep it up, you start thinking that there's something wrong with you. But there's nothing wrong with you. There's nothing wrong with any of us. It is the dieting that we've been trying to stick to that is wrong. So what actually effectively needs to change. Because I know you're sitting there and you're thinking, okay, Stacey, so if it's not another diet, if it's not another plan that is a combination of exercise and calories and counting all of the things, then what on earth is it that I'm supposed to do? And I'm going to tell you what I figured out. And not just for me, but from working with women, many women over the years, and thinking about this literally every single day, because all I do is think about my community and how to help you, how to really get you to understand why you aren't losing weight. And I keep coming back to the exact same thing. We have to flip this whole thing around. Instead of starting with restriction, starting with dieting, starting with the kitchen, we have to start with joy. I know. Stick with me. Instead of starting with what we can't eat and focusing on what we can't eat, we have to start with how we want to feel. And instead of beating ourselves up and tearing ourselves apart every single time we eat something that isn't on some approved list, we have to start actually appreciating our bodies for everything they can do. That is the key. The weight loss follows after you really start to look at this whole thing in a very different way. When you have weight loss alone as the goal, it just doesn't cut it when you are standing in front of the pantry about to shovel all of the food in your face. When weight loss instead is a side effect of finally taking care of yourself from this place of love and appreciation, instead of this place of beating yourself up and being like, oh my gosh, I am such a failure. Why can't I do this? Everyone around me seems to have so much more control over food than I do. And just as an aside, I know there is so much noise out there right now about hormones, perimenopause, and menopause, and how everything in your metabolism is just broken and slowing down, and how you have to beat menopause and fight your body. And listen, I'm not saying that stuff doesn't matter. I am not saying that it isn't important to address. I see a menopause consultant at my OBGYN, and it is helping me so much. By all means, get the medical support that you need. But the way that you approach this support is what really matters. It matters just as much. Because if you approach weight loss from this place of fear and restriction and constantly being mean to yourself about what you ate, it really doesn't matter what your hormones are doing. You're going to burn out. You're going to quit the diet by week 2. You're going to end up headfirst in the pantry or the fridge grabbing all of your snacks again because it just doesn't feel good. It just doesn't work. And it's exhausting. It is so exhausting to feel like you have to count everything, to feel like you have to stay on this really strict diet, that you have to stay on this really strict workout plan, that if you don't do exactly what you think it is that you're supposed to do every single week, every single day, every single minute, that you are going to fail. Oh my gosh, I don't know about you, but I can just feel like my whole body tightening at the thought of all of that restriction and all of that tension and all of that obligation. And most of us can't do that all the time because we have lives, we have real lives that are crazy. And if we approach weight loss from a place of wanting to have fun and wanting to have fun moving our body and finding foods that feel good in our body, wanting to support our body so we can live a long time and enjoy the people around us that we love, wanting to get on the floor and play with your kids and your grandkids and feel freaking good while you do it, that is what changes everything. That is what's sustainable. And that is what actually finally works. I lost 50 pounds 6 years ago when I stopped fighting my body and I started working with it. When I found movement that I love, when I learned how to fuel my body instead of restricting it, when I stopped beating myself up every time I looked in the mirror, every time I overate, and just started getting curious about it and being like, oh, that's interesting. What was going on with me at the time? Had it been a long time since I'd eaten? Was I stressed? Was I frustrated? It wasn't just one thing. There wasn't one magical moment. It was just a completely different way of approaching all of it. And this is exactly what I want to help you with. Okay, my friend. So if you've been listening to the last few weeks and you've been listening to the podcast and you're starting to feel like, okay, I get it. I get what she's saying, but I need some help with all of this. I don't know where to start. I don't know how to start. This is exactly why I built this challenge. My free summer weight loss challenge starts next week, and it's not another diet. It's not a list of rules, and it is not going to tell you to be good and track everything and white knuckle your way through the week. We're going to look at why diets never work and why they've never worked for you. We're going to talk about what actually needs to change, and we're going to do it together. And when I say together, I mean it. I mean you and me, and you're going to have direct access to me during this entire challenge. This is your opportunity to stop just passively listening to the podcast, as awesome as it is. And I'm so glad you're here. And please don't stop doing that. But I'd like you to be a little bit more active and actually work with me and get a sense of what it's like to have someone who supports you and believes in you, even if you're not quite ready to believe in yourself yet. I have had hundreds of women go through my free challenges over the years, and I want you to be a part of it. I want you to be one of them, whether it's your first time or it's your 15th time. I want you to be there. It does not take a lot of time. It's totally doable. Like, we are all freaking busy, so you can 100% fit this in, and it is going to be so good. So please, right now, head on over to sascy.com/challenge and get on the list. I will link it in the show notes too. And if you're listening to this after the challenge is over, after it's already happened, go to the link anyway, because I'm always working on new things and new ways to help this community, and there will be something there for you. So this work isn't going anywhere. I'm not going anywhere. I am here and I'm with you. And one last thing, if this episode resonated with you, please share it with a friend, because there's a woman out there right now who's about to start another diet, and she needs to know and hear that there's a different way. And also, challenges are fun with friends. So maybe you and she can do this together and it'll be awesome. It'll be lots of fun. Thank you so much for being here, my friend, for another episode. I am here and I'm thinking about you, and I am cheering for you every single step of the way. Talk soon.